Hello everyone, the topic that is discussed in this video is about magnetocaloric effect. Let's get in and look into what is magnetocaloric effect, the theory of magnetocaloric effect and about magnetic refrigeration. The theory of magnetocaloric effect picturizes what happens to a magnetic system when magnetic field is applied or removed. The next slide is about magnetocaloric effect. What is magnetocaloric effect? It is stated as the heating or cooling of a magnetic material due to the application of a magnetic field. That is, there is a temperature change in the material when magnetic field is applied. It is an intrinsic property of magnetic materials. The isothermal magnetization of a paramagnet or a soft ferromagnet reduces the entropy. In the reverse process, demagnetization restores the zero field magnetic entropy of a system. In this process, the temperature of the system is lowered. The physical origin of the magnetocaloric effect is the coupling of the magnetic sublattice to the applied magnetic field H, which changes the magnetic contribution to the entropy of the solid. The equivalence to the thermodynamics of a gas is evident. This effect was called as adiabatic demagnetization, and this phenomenon is one practical application of the magnetocaloric effect in magnetic materials. Warrenberg observed magnetocaloric effect in iron in 1881. Its origin was explained independently by Debye and Gyaku. They also suggest the first practical use of the magnetocaloric effect. That is, using adiabatic demagnetization, we can reach temperatures lower than that of liquid helium, which is the lowest achievable experimental temperature. It is characterized by the temperature change in an adiabatic process and by the entropy change in an isothermal process, where delta TAD represents the temperature change in an adiabatic process and delta SISO represents the entropy change in an isothermal process. Magnetocaloric effect is used as an alternative technology for refrigeration from room temperature to the temperatures of hydrogen and helium. The magnetic refrigerators are energy efficient and environment friendly. Hence, it can be an alternative to the common vapor cycle refrigeration technology. The next slide is about air equation. The magnetocaloric effect can be quantified with the following equation, that is delta TAD equals negative integral H0 to H1 T divided by C is the function of T comma H into dou M, which is the function of T comma H divided by dou T into dH, where delta TAD represents the adiabatic change in temperature of the magnetic system around temperature, that is T, and H is the applied external magnetic field. C is the energy capacity of the working magnet, that is the refrigerant used. M is the magnetization of the refrigerant. From the equation, we can see that the magnetocaloric effect can be enhanced by the three following steps. First one is a large field variation, a magnet material with a small heat capacity, a magnet with large changes in mid magnetization versus temperature at constant magnetic field. The adiabatic change in temperature, that is delta TAD, can be seen to be related to the magnet's change in magnetic entropy, where magnetic entropy is represented as delta S. Delta S is a function of temperature equals integral H0 to H1 dou M as a function of T comma H dash divided by dou T into dou H dash. The next slide is about magnetic refrigeration. Currently, the magnetocaloric effect is used as an alternate technology for refrigeration both in the ambient temperature and in cryogenic temperatures. Magnetic refrigeration is mostly preferable because it is environmental friendly cooling technology. Magnetic refrigeration does not use ozone depleting chemicals such as chlorofluorocarbons hazardous chemicals such as ammonia or greenhouse gases like hydrochlorofluorocarbons and hydrofluorocarbons. Even now, modern refrigeration systems and air conditioners still use ozone depleting or global warming volatile liquid refrigerants. Whereas in magnetic refrigerators uses a solid refrigerant and heat transfer fluids. The solid refrigerant is in a form of sphere or thin sheets, and the common heat transfer fluids used are water, water alcohol solution, air or helium gas, which has no cause on ozone depletion and global warming. So, another important difference between the vapor cycle refrigerator and magnetic refrigerators are the amount of energy loss incurred during the refrigeration cycle. Even the newest and the most efficient refrigeration units operate well below the maximum theoretical efficiency, that is the Carnot efficiency. And magnetic refrigeration is becoming competitive with conventional gas compression technology because it offers considerable operating cost savings by eliminating the most inefficient part of the refrigerator and the compressor. On using gadolinium in magnetic refrigerators, its cooling efficiency reaches 60% of the Carnot limit, whereas it reaches only 40% in the gas compression refrigerators. With the currently available magnetic materials, this high efficiency is seen high. Uh, this high efficiency is seen in high magnetic fields of 5 Tesla. Therefore, research for new magnetic materials displaying larger magnetocaloric effect, which then can be operated in lower fields of about 2 Tesla, can be generated by permanent magnets. The next slide is about the magnetic refrigeration cycle. It is a schematic representation of a magnetic refrigeration cycle which transports heat from the heat load to its surrounding. It shows the magnetic material without and with applied magnetic fields. The disordered magnetic moments are aligned by a magnetic field, which results in the heating of the magnetic material. Then this heat is removed from the material to its surroundings by a heat transfer medium. And by removing the field, the magnetic moments randomize, which leads to cooling of the magnetic material below the ambient temperature. Heat from the system to be cooled can then be extracted using a heat transfer medium. The heating and cooling that occurs in the magnetic refrigeration technique is proportional to the size of the magnetic moments and to the applied magnetic field. For these reasons, recent research in magnetic refrigeration is conducted on superparamagnetic materials and on rare earth compounds. Based on environmental concerns and energy savings, the temperature used in refrigeration is of the range of 250 to 290 Kelvin. Materials to be applied in materials to be applied. So the next slide is about the material properties for magnetic refrigeration. These are the properties that a material should possess when used in magnetic refrigeration. The material should have a first order field induced transition to make entropy change. The material possesses high refrigerant capacity. The refrigerant capacity is denoted by Q, where it measures how much heat can be transferred between the cold and hot sinks in one ideal refrigeration cycle. Therefore, for a wide temperature range, a large entropy change is needed. The important parameter is the denser the magnetic refrigerant, the more effective it is. And the third point refers a low magnetic hysteresis materials are used to avoid magnetic work losses. The magnetic work losses are due to the rotation of domains in a magnetic refrigeration cycle. The material should have low heat capacity. The heat capacity is represented by Cp. Since a high heat capacity increases the thermal load and more energy is required to heat the sample and causes loss in entropy. The next point is low cost and harmless. The main problem of the rare earth-based compounds, which are usually the best are a good alternative concerning the cost of the materials. In particular, the recently reported manganese arsenide, that is MNAS, based materials show good prospects. However, the presence of arsenic, that is AS, in these compounds, which is poisonous, could make them be useless for commercial applications. Another type of compound, that is La into FeXSi 1 minus X into 13, also presents a large magnetocaloric effect at room temperature as a low cost, and in this case all elements are harmless.